I forgot to say
I
who's
swear.
opening.
That's cool, man. Welcome. The Two Alphas Talk. We're live. We're going to speak to you about what happened last year and what we think is going to happen next year.
All right, go live now.
Yeah, we live. We're just going to skip that intro.
All right.
All right, and we're back.
All right, we're back. I don't hear anybody through my headset. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Hold on.
testing.
Yeah.
The gremlins
All right,
come
I
out.
got you. I got you. I got you. I got
The
you.
last day of the year.
I got you. I got so many things going on. So,
Last day of 2023.
so I,
And it is.
so when this happens, I got like multiple echoes going on. Let me see if I can control them. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead and say something.
Test in 1, 2, 3.
Testing.
Okay.
Checking it.
This is
Checking it.
interesting. Um, this is going to be an interesting show
It
because
will.
the IG is going, and we're on IG Live. We're on Rumble. We're on. I think we're on YouTube. Yep, we're on YouTube, and we're also on Twitch. And so we're there in every places. So I do want to say, you guys are watching the show on IG. Please come over to YouTube and watch the show over here, and you'll be able to see the full show instead of just Omar. What's up, WK? How you doing, man? So we got a lot of stuff going on right now. Gotta get some music going, and uh, and the first thing we want to share and check out. So did you go live, Al? You should see
Yeah,
your IG,
it was black.
and I don't know if you can hear me or not.
I see you. You're live.
All right. So first thing we want to go ahead and thank our sponsors here real quick. And the sponsor of the show is SaberTeamTactical.com.
Yeah, I
And
see you.
go into
Boom.
SaberTeamTactical.com and look at the bottom left hand corner right there. You're gonna see right to there. Click on that and you use the product code Saber and you can save up to $2 a month on your
Mm-hmm.
and
Saber team.
don't hesitate to do that because you need this for going into 2024. We might see some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So get yourself together. And from there, then go into classes. And there you go, Al.
Yep. So as you know by now, all of the classes are available. Any of the topics are available at any time. You get a group of people, 3 to 5 people, and we'll come out and present that for you. Our bailiwick, the mainstay, is our one-on-one training. You sign up for a class, you tell us what you want to work on, and we show up. We give you an assessment. We kind of get an idea of where you are as a shooter, and then we move from there. We treat our clients as adults because most of them are adults, but we also work with anyone over 8 years old, right? So we'll come out, especially families. You want to bring your young person out. We'll demystify firearms, and we work on safety, education, and understanding of the dangers of a firearm. Now we move it down.
All right. Hold on.
And And we got August 25th is going to be our first class. Actually, July 14th is the rifle and PCC class. Come on out and run that class, and you'll learn how to run your rifle like a pistol. And very fast, high speed, low drag class. Stop the bleed, as we always say, that's a good class, not only for learning how to stop and triage a gunshot wound, but anything. You know, car accident, you witness a neighbor fall out of a tree, and that kind of stuff. You'll be able to go with confidence and help that person.
Yeah.
And we also have the rifle and tactical gear class, and that's our ending of the year class, pretty much. Those classes, um, when you take it, you have to be an intermediate shooter. You have to be able to run your rifle and keep it running without anybody's help. You know, if it's something catastrophic, that's totally different. Speaking of catastrophic, if you have gear that you have questions about, bring it to that class, and I guarantee you, you'll figure it out in a short period of time. You'll figure out if it was worth it or not. And that's that.
Hey, do you guys see the live on Instagram at all?
I see you, yeah, and
You see me?
I see Omar on your channel,
Hmm.
on your page.
Yeah. I don't see
It
your
disappeared now.
your live, Al.
No,
Did
mine
you
didn't go.
push? You didn't.
When I hit it, it was black. The screen was black.
Oh, okay. All right.
There you go. You back again.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Also, too, guys, at the end we have the meet and greet April 24th. That's I mean 21. That's a Sunday, and it's going to be rifles only. So beginners, anybody that has a rifle, please come out and enjoy yourself. Only requirement we have, if you sign up, you're gonna have to pay $30 for the day. Be out there from 10 to 5. And please click on the open tab and see all the course requirements and what to bring. Bring a snack, bring lunch. We'll have a good time, and we'll have some scenarios set up for you guys to shoot. And that's all I can say about that. We'll talk about that later on. I'm not going to talk about the laser engraving right now because I'm getting a lot of feedback going on. So, but other than that, we'll see you guys on the other side here. So, um, let me see. Okay, go ahead now.
Yep.
I'm trying to
Well,
figure
let's
out.
talk about the beginning, the middle, and then the end. That's a good way to start it. You know,
Yeah.
we started off this year with kind of up and down, and it was a little tentative, and we got a lot of new shooters. We work with a lot of new people this year, and we like to thank them for reaching out and trusting us with their
Absolutely.
education. That's the first and foremost. But we also saw the a lot of changes and a lot of mindset changes, more so than just, especially as Al likes to point out, is politically mind, people changing their mind and realizing that, you know, firearms are not all bad, and if you need a firearm, it's better to have it than to wait for after dialing 911. So these are the things that we saw early on, and it kind of continued through the rest of the year with not only with training, but also with people buying more firearms than ever before. You know, and quote unquote, how can I say this in a political way? It was more people who hadn't bought guns in the past. You know, between ladies and black folks, the numbers jumped out the off the scale. You know, comparing to years gone by, it was almost like for whatever it was in the years gone by, you double that in 1 year, and that's a good thing. You know, that's a good thing. And then people are getting out and they're learning more about firearms. We'd like them to learn more, but you know, for the most part,
Oh,
people are digesting it as much as they can.
yeah.
What do you think?
You'd always want more.
But that's the thing that we have to strive for, is to get people to understand that it's not just a one-time
Yeah.
training, that you just don't come out, you know, take a basic course, whether it's concealed carry, basic firearms, basic rifle, basic shotgun, whatever, and now you're ready to go, kicking indoors or something. That's not the case. Right, and what WK said makes a lot of sense because 2023 was the year
The
of the
year of the
newbies,
newbies.
and there's a
I
lot of
agree.
them. And I know he does with the job that he does. He's seen the run of it. People who know what they're doing, people who did research well, and then everyone else. The
Everybody
people who
else.
show up, everybody else. The folks that showed up and legitimately ask for the wrong item, and you have to educate them about, hey, that's not what this is. And sometimes when you do that, people get offended. So don't get offended, people, especially if you don't know. And you ask somebody that knows. Find a mentor. Get somebody that's going to guide you through this process. That's somebody you can meet up at the range with and shoot and hang out with and talk Second Amendment. And there's another one we're going to get to. I was waiting for Al to get caught up because that's his bailiwick, is Second Amendment talk.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of changes in the Second
Yeah.
Amendment this year as well,
Hmm.
and we maintained a lot too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm happy for some of it.
So the biggest thing for me in 2023 was was the brace thing. That was the most important thing for me. We almost lost our rights again because, yeah, in this political machine we got in office right now, almost taking our rights away, and we got pretty damn close on that one. And luckily, the people was able to stop it. That was the biggest thing that really almost hurt anybody, even the people who are not supporters of the Second Amendment. And it also brought in a lot of newbies because they were able to see what we've been talking about the Second Amendment being taken away. And then we had all the mass shootings, and the mass shootings really didn't scare people too much in 2023. But what really scared people was uh, what's going on in Israel and Palestine. Right now, you got all the anti-Semitic stuff going on, and everybody's like, "Oh, I got to protect myself now," you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
but what is good is making
Yeah.
everybody buy guns.
But that happened
So
with the pandemic too.
the plan.
Yeah.
A
There was
lot of people
there
didn't
was a
buy.
lot of people.
I
A
like
lot of
that.
people
I
didn't buy
like that.
guns with the pandemic.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
1920
Yeah.
20
Oh
was
my gosh. Yeah.
a revolutionary year
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
numbers.
Hmm.
GSSF
Mm.
and I mean, there were outstanding numbers in 2020
Okay.
Yeah.
because
You
people thought that the world was coming to an end.
Right.
you know the store layout. So imagine the register, the back register, a line from there all the way across the counter, all the way to the front and outside the building, all just for the gun counter every day.
Bro. So
Every day.
let's go as a recap, and this year wasn't a slouch neither, but 19.9 million firearms were bought in 2021, and that was down 12.5% from 2020.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because Al, hell, you contributed to this number.
That was an accident.
We got a little delay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, I know you, but those people who got involved in 2020 and 2021 were people trying to catch up. And
Yeah.
me and Al had this conversation where people got in where they can get in. People didn't start off with, oh, I'll just buy this little, starter gun. There's no such thing. People got in buying staccatos. People got in buying Daniel Defense. People got in buying top tier equipment because that's what, when you do your research and if you're looking for, what's the best, those names come up. And they may not know the ass from the elbow when it comes to firearms, but they got the name brands.
Yeah. Yeah. And people had the money to do it.
Yeah. And that was the thing. And not only even if they didn't have it, they made a way to have it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They made a way. What's going on, P3? How you doing? Happy New Year to you too.
Yeah. Happy New Year, P3, and WK says
New Year.
Scandemic.
Scandemic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I like that one.
All of that.
Yeah.
Oop, there we go.
So if you guys are watching this show on IG, please come on over to YouTube and watch the show. You get it in full effect.
Yeah, but that's the one thing that you got to pay attention to is the buying purchases, right? Because you're getting a lot of new people in, and you have to understand. Because think about this: not only you got new people out there with firearms, but now you got that same itchy person or that same agitated person that's now carrying a firearm, and
Mhm.
they don't understand that the firearm is the last resort, right? And your life's in danger. Some of these issues that we've seen where people have gotten themselves caught up in the system based upon being angry, or the dude 2 years ago who shot the lady and killed two of them actually in the subway because she put too much mayonnaise on his sandwich. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that is where, and I'm going to continue to say this into 2024. That's where we have to separate ourselves because that's not a purposeful or justified use of a firearm. That's an
Not
idiot
at
and he
all.
needs to be expelled.
Mhm.
And we have to make distinctions between that, and because then you get cases that are really close and people don't want to agree or even show any sympathy for people because they say, well, he had a gun. What did he do with the gun? You know, was he defending himself or his family? Those are things that have to be in consideration. This guy was an idiot. And there's a
Bozo.
lot of idiots, people get offended with somebody's words and then decide, out comes the guns.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah. And what I'm seeing now is to a lot of people through mental illness and its circumstances are using the police to commit crime. And especially in Los Angeles and a lot of these blue states, the homeless is up high. People are coming at cops with knives, guns, and not shooting at them or shoot at them, and the cops just take them out. And but it actually proves that theory that a 9mm can't kill you. So I don't want to hear anything about anybody saying a 9mm can't kill you. And but these guys are doing it every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's very strange to see what's going on right now. I mean, you also have what's coming over the border. We have enough people. We have over 200 million people across the border. And now in New York City, they're going to people's doors and begging for food and asking for money and food. So people don't know what to do. But um, if this country is going to be destroyed, it's going to be destroyed within. And
Well, most of our great empires in the past, exactly what you just said, they all did it. They all overloaded, brought in too many people they thought would be loyal, and those people turned out to not be loyal. And
mhm,
and when you notice
Yeah.
majority of male asylum seekers, we got to pay attention.
Hmm.
Got to pay attention. I mean, some people have legitimate causes, but when you see, there's too many. There's too many. It's too many. It's like, where the ladies? Where the
mhm.
children? The only people who are trying to seek asylum to this country are men in military age, as we say.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's alarming, especially military age males.
Yeah. Then you got California that's pushing for illegals to be police
Hmm.
and carry guns. It's like, come on, dude.
Right. I mean, we got plenty of. And a guy was telling me the other day. He said if he ever had an issue, and he wound up having economic strife, he was going to become a homeless person in California because the weather never changed. And I told him, I said, well, that sounds great. But I said, but have you ever seen those areas, I said, there's no room for you.
Mm-mm.
Where are you going? So, according to, here we go. Let me pop this up here. WK says in 2023, ammo prices went up and down. Towards the end, 2023 calibers like 223, 556, and 762 39 have sold out. A 9mm is next. I agree with that. I definitely, unfortunately, I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you, WK. See,
Yeah.
mark that down. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not the new, not the old year hasn't gone yet, and we agreed at least twice this year.
It's silly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fighting age males, exactly.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is what WK said and something that Al said earlier. I'm combining the two. That brace thing went back and forth almost every other month.
Yeah.
It was illegally, and finally got a judge to say, okay, we're not enforcing it for right now. And I don't know. That was the last that I checked on it. Is it still that way, Al?
Yeah. Let me.
Well,
I'm gonna shut
are-
down Instagram.
Yeah, it's
And-
double feeding you.
It's
I
pro-
didn't know.
Yeah, it's driving me crazy. Shut down.
Mhm.
You guys on Instagram? If you're there, go YouTube because I'm shutting down.
Yeah, we had about
Yeah.
7 over there. I saw it.
Yeah. So that's
Mhm.
done.
Yeah,
All right.
did tweak that one. You have to tweak
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I gotta work on that. We gotta work on that. All right. I'm back. God damn it.
Yeah, I was looking
So-
over there and I was about to send you another message like, bro, just let it go.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Let
I
it go.
had to look at the stream, look how many people were on it. So the brace deal, they
Yeah.
fought that brace deal tooth and nail. They wanted that brace deal so bad, but they were, they had 7 lawsuits out for them. We had several Supreme Court judges that stepped in, and they crushed them.
Right.
They were so angry that they couldn't get that brace deal because that was going to be the first step of them actually doing a backdoor gun control. They would have had it. If they would have had that, we would have lost so many firearms.
Red flags
in
would
this-
have came flying right in right after that.
Mhm.
You're right. It would have been a good handhold for them to pull something else out the
Because
basket.
you had pissed off girlfriends, ex-wives, you had
Oh,
all types of your bad neighbors who didn't like you. You know what I'm saying? They would report you in, and next thing you know, you being raided. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. And even when what you just said reminded me, even during that time, they were actually getting guys who had posted pictures of braces.
oh yeah.
And I remember because I teased this guy, not Omar, but the one next to him, tease him all the time about Instagram stuff because he was telling me things back then, and I was like, man, you don't really think that?
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, there's some dude that got posted their quote unquote quasi illegal gear, and they were paid a visit.
And you guys don't realize Instagram, they're like, well, you don't know where you live. Instagram will give up your information. YouTube will give up your information to the local authorities because you have to give your ID and register and make sure who you are on those sites. So you're gonna have to give yourself up. You know what I'm saying?
Anything that they can help them with, they will. They'll ping you. It doesn't matter because think about it. They limit the content of Second Amendment stuff anyway. So they're already sitting in bed. They're
Right.
already sitting up waiting.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of time.
And the thing of it is, they know you're going to fight back if they come at your house at 3:00 in the morning, do a raid on you. And as soon as you do that, they're going to shoot you and kill you. Now, they probably won't do any minorities that way. Black people, Hispanics, you probably won't get hit. You know what I'm saying? But you white boys, they're going to come to your house because they're going to make an example out of you and guarantee you when they get in there, even if you are a third party supporter, I guarantee you they're going to find some Trump hats, some Trump Confederate flags on your wall. They're going to also find probably some child porn in your computer.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. They're going to set them up, bro. These dudes are going to be completely whacked out. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
You're right though. I get what you mean.
they're gonna set him out, and the dude
What
won't be
books
able
are
to
you
tell it
reading, bro?
because he's gonna be dead. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna let that person live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
there
mean-
would be one story, and they
Yeah.
probably will
Yeah.
make that person look like he was the worst. There'll be no
Yeah.
sympathy for him at all.
Nah.
And if he had 7
That's
guns.
hilarious.
They're gonna lay them all out and put
Call
all
it
the
an
arsenal.
arsenal.
He had an
It was,
arsenal.
it was an
He,
arsenal.
he had an arsenal, and don't have any inert ex-military stuff out there. You had any like AT4s, shells, or fake hand grenades? They're gonna put that out there. He had explosives. He
Yep.
had missile launchers. He can take down a plane. That's like, come on, that stuff is not
Yeah.
even real, dude. But you
Come
guys
on,
are
Yeah.
acting like,
and you know them. They have no idea. Remember that one deputy chief or whatever he was. He said that you can convert an airsoft gun into an AR-15.
Yeah.
Oh
and
shit.
even make it automatic because it
Yeah.
said auto
Oh,
on the
shit.
side for the BB gun.
Right.
He said it's
Oh.
automatic.
right? They have
Shit.
no clue to what they're doing. They're hiring cops who are anti-gun. Their whole they have
Now those cops are not anti-gun. They're anti you having a gun. They don't mind having a gun. They don't want you to have a gun.
oh yeah, that's true. Okay,
fun with that.
they're anti-civilians having the gun.
Yes.
Yeah, and but they don't know about guns themselves, and
No.
and then you got they don't woke aside the whole military. The military was woke, you know what I'm saying, and they got rid of all the hardcore dudes that really do the work.
Okay,
out of the
stop.
military.
Did we get rid of them or we ran out of them?
Well, they got rid of them because they tried to.
I
Active
think we
duty
ran
got
out of tough guys. I think that's what happened.
well. The tough
There's
guys
still a few
already
in there.
they retired or ETS. They
Right.
got the hell out because they were starting that inclusion stuff into the active duty military, where if you got to D them it button, whatever they had to, and if you say the wrong thing, you'll be brought up on charges. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
And it's not
Who's
even
gonna
you said the wrong thing to them. You can just be talking to somebody else and say the wrong thing. And
Right.
They'll capitalize on that too.
exactly? And believe me, I used to say some shit.
You said used to.
Well,
Used to.
Used to.
right,
Yeah.
right.
About all that.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it wouldn't. I wouldn't have survived it. You know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of guys who are retiring because of that. They retired early. They just said, "Screw it, I'm done."
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So now they got a problem. Problem is we don't have soldiers. You know what I'm saying? They threw out.
Same with the
was-
police. Law enforcement and the military
yeah.
are both low in numbers on and even talking about civilians are not joining or looking
Yeah,
for
law
those type of
enforcement too.
jobs anymore. That's back to not an excuse, but that's what California is looking for. People who are close to becoming citizens to make this to go ahead and deputize them or swear them in as law enforcement. And based upon federal law, they're not allowed to carry firearms, right? So they found a little loophole where they allowed them to carry firearms during the day while they're working, right? But they can't carry at home. So
They
now
gotta
they're
leave
trying
it.
to pass a law so that they can protect
Carry at
themselves
home.
when they're at home.
Right.
And
Yeah.
this is crazy.
So yeah, because you got somebody who's not a legal citizen is going to be pulling you over and telling you about the law in the United States. It's like, fuck you. You know what I'm
And
saying?
And look, this is funny because I was trying to find a way in P3. This is what P3 said a few minutes ago when we were talking about immigrants coming into the country. You got fighting age males, right? Those same males are the same age for law enforcement as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming across the border. So we got plenty of candidates coming through.
Mm-hmm. And then I heard they want to put them in the military too, so they can get this citizenship. You know, so that
Well,
is
there's already been programs for
I
that.
was gonna say that the Marine Corps has been a very big supplier of that. And not in a negative way, but that's been a thing for them for a long
well.
time.
That's
I always
because
wondered that myself.
if you go into, it's always a proven fact. I know several buddies of mine who been illegals and they became in the military. If wherever country they came from, mostly Mexico, you know what I'm saying? But those guys, when they got in there and came out, they were so hardcore loving this country. It was unreal.
That's my point. That right there. Keep
Yeah,
going with that.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
that's what
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I was going
I
to
agree.
with.
Yeah, yeah.
When you
yeah.
have somebody that does 4 years and they're and pretty much I'm gonna say indoctrinated to love
Yes.
this country, right?
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
see all
That's the way it's
the
supposed to
benefits
be.
based upon the military that
Yeah.
whether it's medical, housing, food, whatever it is, they are now endearing as Americans and they become citizens, as
Right.
opposed to somebody that does. I don't know what the academy class is out in California. At the most, it's going to be 6 months, right? Most of them are reducing it to 4 and even 3, and depending on what your previous experiences.
Right.
But even that's not giving you enough time to see if what this person's true motivations are.
Right.
Because those
Yeah.
guys in the military, if they don't do all 4 years, they don't get nothing.
Well, you can't get out.
No, I mean get out. But if they don't do their 4 years, yeah, there are guys that just can't hack it, and they send them back to where they came from.
Well, the secret to the military, you have to, if you join for 4 years, you still got to do 8. So once you do those 4 years active duty, you got to do 4 more years reserve in order to give them that 8. They want their blood. It's blood in,
So
blood out.
That's for the
So-
citizenship.
No, that's just for a regular soldier. It's
Wow.
military is blood in, blood out. You join for 2, 3. You owe the military 8 years. It doesn't
Right.
matter. So you're gonna end up in the National Guard or somewhere
I hear what you're saying.
giving them
Yeah,
some more blood. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah. They're gonna hold on to that. I do.
yeah, they're gonna get that blood. But the
Gotcha.
the illegals, that's dangerous, man. I mean,
It is.
that is so
So
dangerous.
just to add on to an actual experience that I had, recruit that came in, MS-13 set her up to
Whoa.
become a police officer.
Mhm.
She did about 3 months when we figured it out, and then they wind up, questioning her, and then she dropped out. But she was affiliated with MS-13 in the state of Maryland, and she went to the academy. And there was 3 others that she wound up telling on that were also MS-3 members that went to the
Wow.
academy.
Why did she
they
tell
were
on them?
picking because they were detectives. They detected. They continue to harass her, or talk to the detective.
Well, let me tell you.
And they figured it out that when they start talking to her, is the other ones and people who she was associating with. And these guys, what they did was they figured out who had the cleanest record and who could make it
Yeah.
through.
They were
Picked
doing
those guys.
They were doing the same thing in the military.
Mm-hmm.
We were getting them in the military. Those guys was coming in, getting the training, and they'll join infantry or the hardest jobs.
Yep,
Well,
that's
they
what
won't be
they look
cooks
for.
or nothing like that. They're
Nope.
always combat MOSs, and they'll learn that job. They'll learn everything they could. They'll go through the ranks. They'll figure out how to either steal supplies out of there and give them back to their people. It's like explosives and things of that nature, hand grenades that come up missing.
Yep.
Or
You can do a Google search any day of the week and you'll see stuff that fell off the back of an army truck somewhere.
and then there were also once they left the military, then they go back and they go train their people. You know what I'm saying? On how to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Her MS-13 tattoo gave her away. Okay. Yeah, that would give it away. And see, and a lot of people don't realize after the shooting that we had out of Fort Bragg, that was in the 90s, where that special forces dude killed a whole bunch of people on the parade field doing PT exercise. Right after that, they came to every unit and checked everybody's tattoos looking for gang affiliation, because it was we had the Mexican
gang
gangs.
affiliated?
Yeah, we had Mexican gangs, the black gangs, and the Klan all in the military at that time, and they were not trying to hide it, bro.
And the thing that I tell people all the time, they're a part of society, and so are our military and law enforcement. They're just a segment of people who live next
Exist.
door to you.
Yeah.
And
a
the same
cog.
thing that you deal with on the street, you're going to deal with in these organizations.
Yeah, and besides, these dudes are trained. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
yeah, exactly.
yeah, these dudes are trained. I mean, they're hardcore trained, and but it happens. You know what I'm saying? But and that's why I see they dealing with these illegals doing the same thing. They're gonna band together, and it's gonna be them against us. And now they have the power to do what they need to do. Another beautiful thing that happened in the year 2023 was constitutional carry.
Yep.
And constitutional carry, Good Lord.
So I knew that would get you. I knew that would get you because I started thinking like, what else? What else? And then I said, I know Al. Yep.
Constitutional carry was the greatest gift that we ever got. 27 states got constitutional carry. So there's no way the liberal states are going to be able to win on this because over half of America right now is constitutional carry. You don't need a license to carry. You can carry concealed, and in 27 states, that is amazing because now we can go to all 27 of those states and carry concealed. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And don't have to worry. And now each state is different on the laws. So some states, if you get pulled over by the cops, you have to announce you carrying concealed. You got a concealed carry permit. Like Florida, you can't print. You have to announce it as soon as the cop comes up. In the state of Georgia, you don't have to announce it. But if they see your carry permit ID, they're going to ask you where the gun is. So if you have the gun on, you got to tell them where it's at. Or if you get pulled out of the car, you got to tell them you got the gun on you. You know what I'm saying? So, just know the law when you do constitutional carry. So, and don't be reaching for it if you do got a gun. You know what I'm saying? They have the.
And if they say they don't want to see your permit, do not reach for it.
I was about to say, don't give him a permit either.
No.
Don't let him know he got it.
Or in our state, we're not even allowed. We don't even have to tell them when we get pulled over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you follow the rules and keep your hand at the 10s and 2s and they're open, that's the automatic sign. They know you got a weapon in the car. So you can just say, hey, you got a weapon on? They're going to ask you if you got a weapon on you. Yeah, I got one. It's such and such. You know what I'm saying? That should be the last of the conversation about it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's one of those things too. It's like I feel like it also depends on where. Like I've been pulled over so many times down here. No one has
ever asked.
No one has. No one's ever asked.
Right.
No one's ever asked.
So I'm gonna ask you, Omar, when you get pulled over, do you put your hands at the 10 and 2, or do you just they just be slipping around?
No, I stopped the car. I put it in park. I grabbed my insurance out of the glove compartment. I grabbed my driver's license.
You're reaching before they walk.
But they can't see. Yeah, they can't see me.
Yes,
not when I'm doing. Not when I'm doing that. No. And then as soon as they get to the window. Yeah, as soon as they get to the window, then I roll the window down. He sees me doing it, and then they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "What? Like, do you know what you're doing?" And I'm always like, "No." And then they're like, "Oh, hey, you were going a little too fast in this." So I'm like, license and registration. And nowadays, they got the little thing. They've already done the calculation. They know what's going on with my vehicle. It's just a formality. I give them a driver's license, and then they roll, they do their little thing, and then a lot of the times they're just like, "Where were you going?" And most of the time I'm going to work, and they're just like, all right, well, like what the last time it was in Lake City, which is notorious for catching people over speeding, and writing ridiculous tickets. The guy was like, he said I was getting over so that because he was on the side of the road, I was getting over to get out of his way, but he said I made a reckless maneuver because I didn't signal, and then it said I was speeding. So then I'm like, well, I'm trying to go to work, it's like, where you work? And I told him where I work. And then he was like, I could see that at that point he felt like he messed up because he realized where I was working. And then he was just like, you know what? All right, I'll just, look, I'll get you for the speeding, but I'm not going to get you for the reckless part. And I was like, all right. And I was like, all right. But then in the hometown I live in, I've been stopped multiple times, and they always are just like, all right, go ahead. Once they realize I'm not doing anything stupid. But I haven't ever done the, hands up, the 10 and 2 now. I just sit there like, what's going on? What you need? That's just me.
Yeah, so you never announce it, so they never know you are on. Right.
And but then I also say this: I don't shift around and do a whole bunch of moving and stuff like that. I don't do that. Like I said, like my movement to grab it, like I could reach over. Like right now, I'm not even moving in the camera. I'm reaching over. I could grab something like this, and you won't even see me move. So that's about my movement. And then I speak, respectfully. Like I'm not like, what did I do? I'm like, hey, all right, how's it going? How are you doing? what do you need from me? And then
Right.
everything usually flows. But if you start feeling hostile and you feel, oh, they're getting after me because of it, and it's like, all right, well, look, you're gonna have an issue with this person. They're people. They're people too.
Right.
You just gotta speak and use your words. But a lot of the times, I feel like a lot of people don't have the words to use for that. So
Yeah,
it's like,
definitely.
it goes left.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So one of the things that just speaking, listening to what Omar was describing, that reminded me of some of these cases that happened during the year that helped us into the future with the Second Amendment. In Missouri, for example, there was a keep and bear arms, and the Supreme Court had to make a ruling. And at that time, that was one of the rulings that kind of
Mizzou.
clarified that we have an individual right to possess firearms for traditionally lawful purposes, such as self-defense. And that was a big thing before, because a lot of these gun grabbers, the first thing that they say is hunting and, way out in the 1800s and things like that. And it's the Supreme Court has allowed, and I'm not going to say morph, but the understanding of what they're looking at is to say that the Second Amendment is based upon self-defense, not only for a tyrannical government, but for the knucklehead that crawling in your window.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that happened in 2023, because prior to that, we continued to hear was how it was old and antiquated and needs to be changed. They were talking about muskets, not AR-15s. They're talking about, flintlocks, not semi-automatic pistols. BS. They came up and ruled it and made it more understanding for everybody to understand that it's for self-defense. There is a bearing for self-defense inside there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They know this. That's why they wanted to modify. Once they modify any part of our Constitution, it will be a non-stop event. They were like, well, we need to change this. That language wasn't this way. This wasn't this way. It'll never end until they get down and say, you know what? Let's just go ahead and delete it. That section right there.
Well, the good thing is, I think all three of us will be ashes by then.
Yeah, hold on. We thought we'll all be ashes by then. What we're seeing today, but we're seeing this country going into World War III. We're seeing civil unrest at a record number. We're seeing high concentration of robberies, murders, crime going up. We're also seeing a economical staggering of homeless in several different states, and we never thought in our entire lives that our Second Amendment would be in jeopardy the way it is today, and we're minutes away from going to World War III. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think this was going to happen.
Let me ask you one question before we move to the next part. Let me ask you a question. Do you think there are more protests today than there were in 1960 to 1970 in reference to the Vietnam War?
I think the 1960s, 1970s probably had a lot more protests doing it. But then again, I'm not even sure, because our media is not even reporting half the protests that are going on. And
you're right about that.
On Christmas, remember, a prime example, remember Public Enemy said the revolution will not be televised. So right. I keep living by that. And you had protests happen in several different states on Christmas Day, and they were shutting down freeways. We had one here that happened here in Georgia where they tried to shut down the freeway here, and the state troopers shut it down. It didn't hit the news early. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna get shut down for long.
No, because state troopers could play that crap.
You ain't shut down no road in Georgia.
I just like to get the quote right. Gil Scott Heron said that. But
who?
Public Enemy repeated it. Gil Scott Heron.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But that that's what we're here for. We keep each other balanced.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
But I also feel like there's a lot of guys that would be willing to do something but they're not going to be stupid enough to tell everybody that they're willing to do something to stop it.
Well, see, so hold on. And January 6th, this proved to everybody. If
Well,
you
I
step
don't,
out
I don't know about them.
no,
Okay, go
no.
ahead.
We're finding January 6th was a fraud because the videos have been released that's
Okay.
showing it was a fraud. Okay, so those guys, it was
Okay.
no insurrection. They didn't have weapons. They let them inside. And there's tons of videos of posting that on X. If you go to Twitter,
Mhm.
which is the new name X now, you can see all this stuff. Now,
Do you
what's
sound like the media? Every time I see that, and they say, "Who doesn't know that it's X by now?"
well, a lot
X,
of people,
formerly of
lot of
Twitter.
people.
I
Lot
just
of-
am
lot of
messing with you.
Yeah, a lot of people. Just like
It
Prince,
took me a while.
Prince formerly, what was his name?
The
Purple
artist
Rain.
formerly known as
yeah,
Prince.
man, right,
Yeah.
same thing. But
I'm like,
Mhm.
but go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
the people you looking at, it started with the people out of Canada when they protested. What did he do? He shut down their bank accounts. Now, when the people here they protested what was going on in our country and got out there in droves and protested, what did they do? They threw them all in prison, not for just 1 or 2 years. They threw these guys in prison for 15 to 18 years and charged them with
Thanks,
sedition.
Obama.
They start charging with sedition. So how you
Mhm.
being charged? I mean, that's a heavy crime. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yep.
they
And
they
you know that was signed, and I'm not being funny. That was signed in one of those either the Patriot Act, and then the next one was the
Patriot Act.
MDDAA or one of those things. He signed that in there that they can be held indefinite without any
Mhm.
you don't have to bring a case to that person.
right
You lose all your rights.
as a citizen. And so you looking at now that's been put on the table. So they're telling anybody now, you step up against this government, this is what's going to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? And the people they arresting people who were never even inside the Capitol. They just going by the photographs and doing photo recognition. Then they come and raid the person's house and get them, take them to jail. You know, it's like, what the hell? You know, but at least we know one guy who got heads up. He was a National Guardsman. That dude dipped, and they still ain't caught that dude. I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Because they're torturing
It's a tip.
people. They're doing all
Run.
types of stuff to them. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
dude
how
with
you doing?
Good.
Well, I'm just saying, how you doing that to your own American citizen? And when Antifa, BLM went out, burned this country to the ground almost in every city, none of those people were arrested. None of them were charged with any major crimes. They got away with it. They got released out of jail. You know, they didn't charge them with nothing. Most, there's a lot of
I don't know if
murders.
it was any mass arrests like they're doing it with like an investigation and then
No.
arresting people later. I don't think that was
No,
was
they
the
didn't do
case.
it. They know who they are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people
Well,
were
they could
unmasking
find them the
these
same
guys.
way they found these folks.
Right, but they won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they were using Antifa and BLM to prove a point, to actually act like this country was in chaos, to go against their political opponent. That's all they were doing. They were this was the Nazis' fucking dream machine playbook that was happening in the United States in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And they're gonna, yeah. So I my philosophy going forward, I think they're going to do it again because now they're using the Palestinians protests in order to, now you get the BLM people, you get the rainbow people out there with them. You know what I'm
That
saying?
was a good one. That was a good one for you. You won't get canceled for that one.
Yeah,
You're
I was.
good. That was good.
I had to think of my words because I was about to say some shit.
I heard the gears clicking. That was good.
Yeah.
Man. I have to applaud you for that.
Yeah, and so they got all those people out there, man, and
Mm-hmm.
they're protesting right along with them, and it's ridiculous. I'm also going to open the phone lines 404-692-0561. So if you guys want to call in on the last
Yeah,
part
at
of the
least
show,
call in and say
you know
Happy
what I'm
New
saying?
Year. You don't have
Yeah.
to have all your details. A lot of guys were telling me that they don't want to come on because sometimes they don't have all their thoughts. We're not that kind of guys, bro. We won't
No.
pick you up on that.
Right.
You can just call in and say Happy New Year today. Make it easy. We'll start
Right.
working
Yeah,
on
you
the
ain't
small
gotta
stuff first.
come out here and be trying to,
Right.
you know,
Because I've
just-
got
Not trying to
bro-
change the world.
yeah, you're not giving a dissertation, guys.
Right.
No,
and that's
no.
what a lot of guys like, man, I ain't coming on with y'all. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, it's so easy.
No.
Right.
Remember the guy that came on and he has his baby was wound up having to be fed, so he had to get off.
Yeah. I
Come on,
mean, everybody has a life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just like to talk shit.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, 2023 was a devastating year. You know what I'm saying? And but you guys need it. Hopefully, everybody's ready for 2024. If you think 2023 was kosher and bad or whatever, 24 they're about to ramp this baby up because they're going to do everything they can to stop Trump from being president. That means World War III, burning this country to the ground if they have to in order to stop this guy. You know what I'm saying? So be prepared. Be prepared.
Yeah, I think that on the next level is what you said. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I think because they are afraid of him that he will probably win the next election. But they are putting a lot of, and if I was looking at it like, then I started seeing stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's a concerted effort.
Yeah.
Concerted
effort.
I don't care who you are, what side you're on.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
look at it with right down the middle. You
Yeah.
say,
It's from the Republican
Something's
Party
going
and the
on.
Democratic Party are
Yeah,
both doing it.
Yes.
It's not. It has nothing to do with any of the people. It is beyond. It's beyond us at this point. And I feel like that's the other part of it. A lot of this is beyond us, but it concerns us for sure.
WK.
Oh,
To press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
All right, there we go. Hey, go ahead, Wayman. We got you.
What's up, man?
Hey, brother. Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year
Happy
to
New
you,
Year to
man.
you too.
Y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
you're great.
Okay. Yeah, brothers. Reflecting back on 2023, I worked deep in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Two major things that were selling in 2023, lever action rifles and revolvers.
I forgot all
Top
about that.
selling firearms.
Yep.
Now, number one on the lever actions, because it's not the black gun, it's not the assault weapon, and you can go cross state lines anywhere. You can go with a lever action rifle.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys that even had the quote unquote the assault weapons, the AKs, the ARs, ran out and started buying up lever action rifles. All right, and revolvers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, revolvers are not magazine fed and not semi-automatic. All right, because going into 2024, Biden's platform is going to be total ban on all semi-automatic weapons, rifles, shotguns, and pistols. I mean, where I'm at, we can't keep lever actions in the house. Revolvers sell every day. All right. The customer nowadays, especially these newbies, like I said before, 2023 was the year of the newbie. They came in like Al was saying, they want the best. They not only buy the gun, they're buying half a dozen magazines, and not just one, but 2 or 3 cases of ammo.
Yep.
And that being said, we all know starting tomorrow, all major ammunition is going to go up in price. All right. Reloaders, your primers are going to disappear. There's already hollering about there's going to be a shortage in powder. So what we're going to see going into 2024, that believe it or not, the prices of the firearms have come down. The reason is because a lot of the retailers and manufacturers have got to clear house to keep from paying taxes on it because this is the end of their fiscal year. But because of what's going on in the Ukraine, because of what's going on in Europe, nothing is being exported out of Europe. No ammo, no arms, no nothing. Okay. We've already seen 223, 556 disappear. 762 by 39 steel case, gone. If you find any brass, high prices for it. All right. Now, everybody's going to go into an ammo buying panic again. And like we've seen in the past, when they can't get 9mm, 38, 40, 45, all of a sudden it's, hey, there's 22. 22 long rifles. It's going to skyrocket in price again. All right. I talked to a lot of the people in the competition world. They're worried because a lot of the major competitions in not only locally, but regional and national, either they'll be canceled for lack of ammo, or if they can get one of the manufacturers to belly up and donate ammo. But a lot of these guys are going to curtail their shooting because they are not going to pay all that money for ammo, because don't forget, they also have to practice.
Right.
You know. So, I mean, okay, take GSSF, for instance. Average guy that I know is shooting not one, but 2 or 3 classes. All right? He's shooting about 150 to sometimes 350 rounds per match.
Right.
If he shoots a monthly, that's 3 matches a month. If he shoots a quarter, that's three matches a quarter. But then that person goes to the range once or twice a week, shoots double that amount of ammo.
Right.
Even the reloaders, they're telling me that they're going to cut back because they don't want to burn up all the powder and primers that they have. They're not just thinking about 2024, they're thinking about 2025, 2026, especially what's been going on in the world.
Yeah.
So, first quarter of 2026, and you brothers watch, this ammo thing is going to be off the chain. You're going to see people lined up in front of Academy and all these places to get that limit that they're going to get, because they're going to have to limit it again.
Mm-hmm.
Your Walmart's going to be sold out. So it's coming. I've preached to everybody that I personally know. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what good is a gun, firearm, if you can't get the ammo?
There you go. That was what I was going to readdress and question you and ask you. Do you think this is part of that plan that we heard the Democrats say, 10 years ago or more? They said if you don't have ammunition, we're good to gun.
It is to an effect. But another thing, now I also blame manufacturers. Okay. Look at all the major firearms manufacturers that recently have come to the United States and opened up manufacturing plants here, because they saw in the future, if we get into a big time Democratic government and they ban the import of foreign-made firearms, but now they're made here. Beretta's here, HK's here, Glock is here, CZ's here, SIG is here. Taurus,
Norma,
in Bainbridge, right? And a lot of the manufacturers. Okay, Norma is being made here in Savannah, Georgia, as far as the ammo. Okay, but here's the thing: the manufacturers have yet to step up to say, "Wait a minute, we need to combat this, because if there's no ammo, nobody's going to buy our guns."
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so and if nobody buys your product, you're not going to be in business.
Yeah.
All right. There again, the manufacturers can come in. They can support more on the sporting end of it. They can support more on the hunting end of it, the recreation end of it. All right. Not only do a lot of them support military and law enforcement, but they need to belly up. If you notice, a lot of major manufacturers have moved out of the Northeast down into the South because of draconian gun laws.
Mm-hmm.
Wesson has moved, right? Colt has moved. A lot of these that were in New York or in Massachusetts or Connecticut, they moved down south.
I wonder
look what happened when Mag
actually get up and move. I wonder when Kimber's going to actually move, because they're still in New York, in the state of New York.
They can stay in New York.
No, brother, I got news for you.
You would say that.
They absolutely can.
They can stand. Nobody buying that highest price shit.
They aren't.
They're making America's gun, bro.
Yeah, about all that.
Yeah, right.
I'm not a big fan of them either.
One thing also to watch, unfortunately, Gaston Glock has passed away.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I thought he was dead already.
Yeah. Well, but he sort of was like Bill Hoover. He kept everything on one platform, no matter what caliber. All right. But now it's gone. Watch that they start coming out with newer things. There has been a rifle in the mix. It's been going under a lot of R&D. It's not going to be an AR platform. So, the only one they submitted an AR platform is when the British government was looking to go into an AR, So naturally, with other manufacturers, they submitted their version of an AR. It was not chosen. But I do know for a fact that they've been doing a lot of R&D on a rifle. You know,
Bro, you took
once
a
you
mouthful
start
with
doing
that one.
that,
I felt like a sub gun.
On that same note, what you just said,
Well-
if you remember back when Ruger passed away, I don't remember
Yep.
his first name, but when Ruger
Yep.
passed away, all of a sudden,
Wilhelm.
within months, Ruger had 25 round magazines, which they never had before. That BX-25 came
Exactly.
out, and you're absolutely right, because the kids of the Ruger family had wanted higher capacity magazines, but Mr. Ruger didn't want them at all. He thought 10 rounds was enough, no matter what type of rifle it was.
Well,
Whether
it wasn't just
semi-automatic,
that.
bolt
I mean,
action, 10.
the Ruger Mark IV, and I spoke to the designers at Ruger. They told me, they said, listen, we already had these designs, even the PC-9. All of this, 20-something years ago, but Bill Ruger did not want to do it. He wanted everything to stay this way. Even when Bill Ruger died and his son took over the company, he did not want to change from what Daddy did.
Right.
So, and when Bill Ruger Jr. died, that's when they came out with all this the new design of the 22 pistol. It came out with the PC-9 carbine. All right.
So
Okay. If you notice, the synthetic stocked bolt action rifles.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
right. So Glock's rifle is gonna look like a Glock pistol with a long ass barrel. That's what it's gonna look like.
No.
It's gonna look just like that.
With
Watch.
interchangeable parts from the pistol to the rifle.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not gonna be
Yeah,
any
well,
different.
the thing is, Glock really doesn't debut hardly anything at SHOT Show. They either do it months before or months afterwards.
Right.
So that's on the horizon.
Right.
But
And
getting
that might
back to
change.
what I was saying, that if Smith & Wesson, CZUSA, which is Dan Wesson and Colt, all right, you got SIG Arms, you've got Ruger, all right, you've got if all these major manufacturers would step up, put their input into the industry, other than just making a product, a gun just to sell to somebody, but they've got to support the different categories and uses of these firearms. All right. And honestly, they need to step up and start making their own ammo. Now, SIG does have a plant and makes ammo. SIG Arms does make ammo. But what's going to happen is, because of what's going on, all right, with Vista, which is under a new name right now, which is CCI, Federal, MagTech, Remington Ammo, all right, and I forgot what powder that they manufactured. Okay, when they go up in prices, then all the others is going to go up because they want to stay on that market level.
Yeah.
And they see what people will pay whatever price.
Yeah.
But
Let's see who's gonna do it first. Yeah.
exactly, who's going to blink first?
Who's gonna do it
All right.
first? Yep.
But it's going to be a snowball effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely coming.
Now, all of your mom and pop gun store and in the shooting ranges, if people can't get ammo to go to the range, then nobody's going to pay for range time.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to pay for memberships.
Mom and pop.
Okay, small mom and pops.
Mom and pops are
You
going
know?
out of business. They're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the worst thing about mom and pops are they will not come together and form a buying group or a syndicate
A correlation. Yeah.
where they can go in and buy on the levels as the major retailers.
Yeah. So it's
And if they did that, they can compete with any major retailer and they can get product.
mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, a lot of them have this, I'm going to get the profit now as much as I can, put it in the can, hide the can, and then when times get rough, I'll just shut the door.
Mm-hmm.
They're not looking at the future. They're not coming up to the plate.
No. It's going to be a disaster all the way around. And that's what they want. They want to be able to, if they dry up the supply, they raise the prices of ammunition, because they can't get rid of the guns. Too many people buying them. But if they can,
Right.
if they can choke out the components That's what they were saying they wanted to do in California for years, and they actually did it, and it worked. So now they're going to do it for the rest of the nation. And once that happened, gun stores will fall off by the dozens, and that's what they want. Yeah, you won't have access to them. And look what California, and also the next thing they're going to try to do is get rid of these gun shows. Look what California did. California used to have some of the largest gun shows in the country, and now you can't even have a gun show in California. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go to another state, then you can't bring back ammunition. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of gun shows, wait till folks pay that price to go into the door of a gun show. And when they go up to these tables and see what the cost of ammunition is going to be at the gun store.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the gun show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, surprise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you remember back during Ammo Apocalypse, you know, even during the pandemic, or I should say scandemic, you went to a gun show. I have seen prices of 50 rounds of 9mm. Blazer brass, $59.99 a box.
Yep, I saw that too.
He pulled out his American Express, throw it on the table, and said, "Give it to me."
Yep. Saw that too. Wait a minute, I had a guy show up for training, and he had HST in the old pack, 50-round pack. And he used that for training because he couldn't find anything else at $50-something a box. Yep.
God damn.
Yes.
So
And
so
went
for
with
what I say
That hurts.
what I say tonight, people get online tonight before midnight and buy you some ammunition before tomorrow, or buy it tomorrow because tomorrow's a holiday. Nothing's going to be open. Buy you some ammunition now if you can afford it. And get it. They still offering free shipping for 9mm, 5.56. You know, you can still buy green tips out there. Get it now, because you if you wait, you might make a mistake on this one. I'm guarantee you this is going to happen.
Yeah, I was going to
saying?
ask about the predictions for 2024, but I think we've already.
We just said it.
line.
Ammunition prices, gun prices going up. They're going to come up with some type of new type of laws.
Regulation.
I think we're going to have some either a terrorist attack or a lot more mass shootings.
And some more false flags too.
Yeah, they're going to be terrorist attacks, but they're going to classify them as mass shootings. You know, 'cause they don't
bullshit.
Yeah, they don't want to tell people that we have a terrorist attack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's going to happen in the near future, and I think it's going to happen before the summer. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to get everything to worked up and be happening before the summer. So when we go into an election cycle, because tomorrow the election cycle hits. You know what I'm saying? So they got to be able to affect everybody and be prepared, because they're seeing too many people are pulling away from the Democratic Party. You got blacks, Hispanics, Chinese, everybody's pulling away from them. They don't want that. So the only thing they can do is to bring them back and fold, is bring a scare event. You know, they're trying to push COVID. We got California, New York, and Arizona, several other states are also pushing the mask mandates right now. You know what I'm saying? And
they say the numbers are rising.
Yeah, but it's people are surviving it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that. So let me hit you with this, and I know you guys have seen this. You walk around and you see people still wearing a mask, right?
Yeah, weirdos.
Well, and I think some of.
Oh, Al just got booted. Look at that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I was gonna say I heard him. He was getting on a point.
What was you saying, Al? Yeah, the man got you. The man pulled you off.
He was getting on a point.
There he is. There he is back. He's back.
That's it.
He was getting on a roll. He was getting on a roll.
Hey, look, you gotta mark that. That was 109.
109. Yep. All right. Yeah, the man was on him.
Yeah.
They don't want me to tell my truth. Tell the truth.
Nope.
Go ahead.
What?
Yeah, but my point is that those people. Wayman's go ahead, Wayman. I know you're still there, bud.
One quick thing. I've been watching this podcast ever since its inception, and it's been one of the best, straight up to date podcasts I've seen on YouTube, Rumble. And my challenge is to anybody that hears this voice that watches this podcast, number one, like and subscribe. All right, cost you nothing. You're not going to get this good of content with any other podcast, YouTube channel, or Rumble channel. All right, hit that like button, subscribe, share it, tell your friends about it. Tune in every week. I've seen this, grow and grow and grow and grow. I do make my schedule around to where I can watch it, and every time they put it on. All right, so I mean, all these others are being sponsored by either some manufacturers or somebody, and they've drunk the Kool-Aid, and they're going to say, hey, this is good, this is bad, da, da, da. No, but this is straight up. All right? So like and subscribe, tune in, share it with people, because you're not going to get this type of content anywhere else. And I'm going to wish everybody a safe, happy New Year. I'm hearing all this gunfire around me out in my house.
Me too.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
Out here, so.
It's that time. It's that time of the night.
All right, thank you. And I'm gonna clip that and use it for a
Yeah, man.
promo
Thank
reel
you,
tomorrow.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, you guys like and subscribe. We're on YouTube, we're on Rumble, we're on Twitch, and I was on Instagram earlier too.
Yeah, it was working for a while, but I can hear it was
I was
a
getting a lot of
tremendous amount of feedback. Yep.
And but the last week's show went crazy on Rumble, and the show went actually a little nuts on YouTube too. So we got
Sweet.
a lot of subscribers and a lot of people watching the show. So hopefully 2024 is our year, and we can make this thing grow and get a lot more support and a lot more supporters. And you guys really gotta, just like the like button.
Yeah,
on the damn
and
thing.
if everybody just shares it one time with one friend that you know, and that person shares it, and so on and so on. That's how it works.
That's all it
We're
takes.
organic,
Yeah.
and we're just trying to grow with a little bit of nurturing and watering, and that's all we ask you to do is share
Yep.
it like Johnny Appleseed.
And if you guys are listening, you better get your shit now, because shit's about to dry up. We saw this happen before with Obama, whatever his name is, and
You know who
and
he is.
I didn't vote for him. And so
Neither did I.
when he came in office, everything dried up and it went crazy. Prices went high and nobody was believing. I was just screaming to the top of my lungs, everybody buy. And they're like, you crazy, until it happened. You know what I'm saying? So this time it's not gonna happen to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Nope.
I'll be fine.
Yeah. So
My man
before we
said,
go, we
"Buy
want to wish
once, cry
everybody.
once."
Yeah.
I'm good. I can't help everybody else.
Before we
Good
go, we want to wish everybody Happy New Year and
Happy New Year.
all that
Happy
good stuff,
New Year.
and nothing but good wishes in 2024. And we'll see how that's gonna go. But you guys got anything?
Now hold on to your hats and remember,
Yeah.
defend the Second Amendment.
Yep.
Yeah. Happy
All
New
right.
Year.
Happy
Happy
New Year,
New Year.
guys. All right, we're out.
Out.